So you return. I trust Stendar's blessing aided you in your quest. Excellent. And as a true disciple of Stendar's teachings, perhaps it is time you lent your blade to the cause. Your alacrity is commendable. You would make a fine vigilant, if you were to wear the cloth. Alas, we have no time for initiation rituals. Thus you will accompany me as an honorary vigilant to Cronanger Cave in Eastmarch. Now, as I informed you previously, our focus has shifted recently from the Daedra to the vampire menace. The cave is believed to be one of the strongholds, but this information is unreliable. It could be another trap meant to divide our numbers. This beacon is an important watchtower as it stands on the border between 3 provinces. It offers prayer and safe passage to travelers to and from each. However, as we stand on the fringes, the vampire have laid waste to the countryside. To reach the cave, we need only travel to Lake Hoenrich and follow the path north up the river. However, as an adventurer, you may know of a more direct path. Thus, I will allow you to take the lead. Time is of the essence. The spider eggs outside mark this cave as a beast lair. If the Nightwalkers live here, there must be a secret entrance.
Сгоришь! Ты! Никто не встанет на моем пути!
You cannot harm those who walk in the light.
Твоя кровь зовет.
Death Hounds. These are no ordinary dogs. Be wary of their bite.
this war was thrust upon you. We've been fighting it from the moment we were conceived.
Then you will tell me what you know of this place, soldier, and where to find the rest of this clan.
It is not ours to tell. But another may provide what you seek. The two of you follow me, and I will show you what I mean. Before you arrived, I had been watching this cabin for 3 days. Ours was to wait for the rest of the clan. When you eliminated the thralls, I had no choice but to join the fight. I found this one pressed against the shadows, completely invisible if not for magic. Yours is to train in detecting life, to find Daedra wherever they hide. But vampires are members of the undead.
A vampire? Why does he still live? Explain yourself.
Calm yourself, Vigilant. His is a blood that has not fully spoiled. Perhaps he knows where his clanmates have run off to.
Very well. Interrogate your prisoner. But when it is done, he will answer to Stendarr for his crimes.
I apologize, boy. The High Elf has seen many of her friends die at the hands of the impure. Just as your life was stolen by their wickedness. The unclean. The ones whose blood is spoiled. They are not your family. You need not protect them.
Mara's eye. They came from Mara's eye. Through the ice.
The Volkihar.
No longer with the clan. Twins. Like Rinori. Tell her I'm sorry. It was my fault.
Divines cleanse your blood. The Divines bring us together once more. Ours is to delight in your passing. Yet, this is not the time for a lengthy reunion. I know the ones he speaks of. Twin Dunmer. If the rumors are true, they once served Clan Volkihar. Of course, they say these two were afflicted by 3 separate diseases. Power, hunger, and madness. If Clan Volkihar is truly as paranoid as the tales say, then you can see why such a pair would be exiled. Yes, as have I. Both her and Arlas have made me realize that the war I fight is against those who have fed. The taint comes only when you drink the blood that is not your own.
That is all fine and good, but you have yet to reveal how you know these twins. What are you hiding?
My soul is bare, Vigilant, as are my words. Yours is to listen so that you may understand. There are stories of vampire changelings who prey on children and take their forms. The Telboth of legend are one such clan. They simulate their lives. They come home to their victims' families and eat at their tables. They let the mothers of the dead kiss their foreheads and tuck them to sleep. And when they have grown to full size, it is the parents on whom they feast. These twins, Elroth and Egrid, they were my old partner's kin. He knew them, loved them, raised them. His was to tell me a story of a cold, bleak night when the walls of his home were painted in blood.
Nonsense. What you speak of are nothing more than children's ghost stories. They are vampires, are they not? Then they can be slain. Moreover, We are not a married couple looking to rear children. The craven tactics you describe will not serve them on the field of war. Come, let us hurry and be done with these vampires. Every minute we are separated from Stendarr's beacon puts it in further peril.
Not exactly. I lied when I said the boy was not fully spoiled. There is no such thing. The infection is absolute. His was a life that ended the instant he chose to feed. What spoke were the dying embers of another person's memory. So I have sympathy for the boy that was, and not the ash that lies before us. Yet, both are guilty of the crime. Oh, but it has. Ours was to believe death came at the point of infection. Now, I believe it comes when the unclean choose to feed. I only know what Al has told me. At first I thought they were as the Vigilant described. Children's stories. I even gave a similar reply. But alas, his was to return my laughter with a steely gaze, and a pain whose depth was unimaginable. Given I am responsible for his demise, ours is to ease his pain in death, to help make amends for failing in life. Yes. Admittedly, I was conflicted when we met. But our conversation gave me the resolve I needed to push forward. It is not our job to save the unclean. They were given a choice, and chose poorly.
to the wicked. Well, we're here. Where, pray tell, are the Night Stalkers your hostage promised us? Do not tell me that boy played us for fools.
Patience, Vigilant. I believe his was to tell the truth. These crates could be filled with supplies and food, ransacked from the docks of Windhelm.
That proves nothing. They could belong to bandits, smugglers even.
Perhaps. Yet they could also belong to vampires, stocking up for a protracted dawn. There! Look at the table. Fresh bones and blood. They were here.
It seems your hostage was not entirely useless after all. The question now is, where have they gone?
Yes, it does seem rather peculiar that not a single vampire would remain to guard these supplies. Unless the supplies themselves were meant to hide something deeper.
What do you mean?
The pond is surrounded by land, but the water here runs underground. You spoke to the sister, did you not? Hers whose family was taken? Remember what she said about the vampires? How they used the river to phase through the ice?
What sister? Phasing through ice? What is he talking about? Then it would behoove you to pay more attention to what people say. Rumor is a valuable tool in hunting the craven.
What if they didn't swim up the river to snatch their victims? What if there was a tunnel that allowed them to travel to and from the docks?
We're already fairly deep. How much further can we possibly descend?
I am unsure. But if there is a trapdoor, it must be in this pool, camouflaged by the water. That's where we'll find them.
It seems your instincts were correct, Argonian. I was wrong to question you.
Ours is to appreciate the gesture, but let's not count our hatchlings just yet.
I disagree. There's no turning back now. In this case, we will be better prepared if we assume the worst.
Very well, then. Stendar, protect us all.
Тут кто-нибудь есть?
Тут кто-нибудь есть? И точно! Был какой-то...
Stendar, take you, vampire. I have no mercy to spare, heathen.
Кланы думают, что они лучше нас. Важничают. Когда смертные соберут армию, кланы первые сгорят.
Stendar's mercy! How deep does this canyon go?
It's a long way to Windhelm, Vigilant. And the further we descend, the less obstacles to tunnel through.
It must have taken them centuries to dig this.
If there is one thing a vampire does not fear, it is time.
True enough. But they fear the light, and we will cast it upon this tunnel and burn their souls to dust.
Тут кто-нибудь есть?
Стража Рассвета совсем обнаглела. Собрать бы несколько охотников и проучить их как следует.
Another corpse, and a dark elf.
Like cowards, they prey upon the refugees and take advantage of the Jarl's indifference.
Or they act as refugees themselves. Theirs is to play the same game they played as children. They walk amongst the downtrodden, posing as their kin.
If what you say is true, then the girl's story was a lie. She says they came from the river, and that they phased through the ice. Your attachment to this brother and sister is affecting your judgment. How can we be certain they are not the twins we seek?
I don't know. Let us see where this tunnel ends. It may take us to the bottom of the White or inside the city. Then we'll know for sure. The Windhelm warehouse.
Pay for this.
On the contrary, Aurelian, we may be for the dogs, but we're still inside the city. Do you think a god wouldn't notice a horde of vampires diving into the river? We're on the other side of the bank. There's no strategic advantage to using this tunnel whatsoever, unless your aim was to get inside the city walls.
You may be right. Was I blinded by what happened to our lass? Is this girl no different than that child? It seems I am in need of your counsel once more. You have spoken with the girl. What do you think? By Julianos, you're right. I was so focused on the tunnels that ours was to neglect the obvious. Theirs is to use the river to gain access to the refugees, and the tunnels to enter the city. We should head on over to the Corner Club and see if any new refugees have arrived. That will point us to the real suspects.
Приятно тебя видеть. Дай мне знать, если тебе что-нибудь нужно.
Yes, Amberese. It's about the twins. They've been so helpful, but I was wondering if they could spend another night here at the Corner Club. Belin has some company coming over, and I'm afraid we don't have the space.
Что, место кончается, а? С радостью помогу.
My great-grandpa wouldn't complain about getting stuck in the old Dagon's place if he had seen the state of this dump. Wish I could
They're
just
refugees from
move
Morrowind,
somewhere and
just
start
arrived
afresh.
last week. Pleasant lads, the both of them. We've all been passing them around from home to home until they get settled.
Ой, гляди, какие...
We had to cut our turn short. It's a shame, really. They've been so wonderful to have around the house.
You mean to tell me you're harboring vampires in this very building?
Vampires?
Up the stairs! Don't let them escape!
Да сделайте же
Заходи.
что-нибудь!
Мы как раз подладили дров. Присаживайся и
Сомнений.
Everybody!
Dreams of warriors I tell you, the Dragonborn comes. With the voice wielding power of the ancient
Хватит,
order.
пощад!
Believe the Dragonborn comes.
You'll get your wish.
It appears we've arrived not a moment too soon. No doubt these two were ingratiating themselves with the locals. Had they been allowed to succeed, the Grey Quarter would have suffered an epidemic of vampirism. Moreover, the Jarl could have used it as a pretense to purge the entire city of outsiders. Thanks to our efforts, both those circumstances have been averted. Yes, although, as much as I hate to admit it, if the area had been infected, it is likely that the Jarl's actions would have been justified. If a few innocents are lost, it would pale in comparison to the number of casualties that would occur if one abomination were allowed to live.
In any event, it seems our lass will have a measure of peace now that his kin have been avenged. Still, the war rages on.
And I, for one, am glad to have you on our side. We may have our differences, but you have proven yourself worthy. The Order of the Virtuous Blood is a friend to the Vigil.
And here I thought we were going to leave on bad terms.
Why would you assume such a thing? I have been nothing but courteous to you.
I can never tell if you're using humor.
I can't imagine why. In any case, thank you again for your assistance. But I must take my leave. I'm headed back to the beacon.
Until next time, Vigilant. Divines guide your path.
Yes, until we meet again. Walk always in the light, the both of you.
The Vigilant takes her leave, but ours has one more task to complete. I have spoken with Falion about a cure. All we need is to deliver the girl.
А, тебе что-то нужно? Hello, friend.
О, какие цвета! До встречи!
Felda's mother, father, we're dead, aren't we? All of us, even me. But is it wrong to want to see them again? Then it's too late. I prayed to Arcade for life, but now I ask him for solace as I mourn.
I am afraid it is too late for your brother. But there is still hope for you. I spoke with Phalion as promised, and his was to provide a cure.
It's you, but I want to wait for Mother and Father.
At this point, waiting is not a choice. I can see how much you have suffered. It is as Arles said. Sickness is a virtue. I do not know if this cure will even work. Ours has doubted its existence since the moment I joined the Order. I have never believed in miracles. And I realize the road to Morthal is long, and you will endure a pain I cannot possibly imagine. All I ask is that you try.
I'll try. For Feldas, for Mother, Father, for everyone.
Thank you. Remember, the ritual must be conducted during the light hours. It will not work if we are cloaked in...
Good, you're here. Stand in the center of the circle. We shall banish the creature you have become.
Right here?
Yes, yes. Now where did I put it?
If you are looking for a black soul gem, you will not find one. Ours was unable to end a life, to act as judge over another. Yet, as I took our last life, I am in position to judge myself. And I deem her to be more virtuous than I.
No, you can't!
It is too late. The poison has already taken effect. Treasure the life I give you. Honor those who were lost in this war. And to you, my friend, I rest easy knowing you will carry on the fight. I ask you once more, what is the meaning of war? Even now I may not have all the answers, but ours was glad to fight it with someone they call a friend.
Very well. I call upon Oblivion Realms, the home of those who are not our ancestors. Answer my plea. I
Stop the
call
ritual.
forth
Stop it. I
that
beg you.
power. Accept the soul that we offer. Return life to the creature you see before you.
He's dead. No, I don't want this. Not like this. You're so strong. He told me I was the same. But then why do I feel so helpless? But I have to do my best. He gave me everything, and I owe it to him to do the same. He said he hunted vampires, but he was so kind. I never even knew his name. That's a beautiful name. I'll remember it always. The sun. It's so warm. Thank you. I'll never forget what you've done for me.